I do. I do.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
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 So, welcome to another game of Fox Magic.
Yay, we're glad to be here.
We're going to be short one player today. They're off at a convention, but the nice thing about this game is that it's very easy to edit characters in and out as you need. So, she is going to be off looking after her shop during this session.
Yeah.
And dealing with Detective Conan.
Yes.
Today's dead mother will be Castor.
I don't think that's how this works.
Speaking of jumping out the window.
Crash. I'm okay.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? Yoink, crash. I'm all right.
Yeah. Yes, and it's Kit's birthday today. On your birthday. Huh. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Yeah,
Many happy returns.
I will have to look up the Viking birthday dirge and maybe pop it into the channel.
Gloom and doom and dark despair, Nako's everywhere on your birthday. Happy birthday. And I'm not going to say where I got the Nako's everywhere from.
No, we should not mention that on the channel.
No, we shall not.
Yeah.
So,
it's a little incident.
Yes. Let's leave it at that. Yes.
As I mentioned to Rochelle, I am now 500 million years old and one.
Congratulations.
Congratulations for being 50 times older than the universe.
Yep. You and Jamie Heineman. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, you see, Kat, when the stars are right, I shall rise up from my watery depths and...
The
All
secret
right.
origin.
Yes. So, since the last meeting, I've been working on some fresh abilities for the characters. These will go into future products. So, I will also probably be posting them someplace where people will be able to see them. Most likely our Facebook. So if you're not a member of Fool's Moon Entertainment's Facebook page, consider joining up. We have a fan page, and then we have the company page.
We have fans?
Yeah, I have one right behind me blowing cool air on me right now.
I got that one. And then I got one down by my feet.
I do want to get one of those Japanese fans that you can, flutter with. We have the giant one, but I can't use that one.
I was going.
Do you want me to go get mine?
Sure.
Ooh, yes. Show it off.
Props.
Yeah.
We still have the really freaking giant one, don't we?
Yeah. I haven't put it up anywhere. I think it is in a box in the storage area.
Okay. Yeah. It had its own box, so it's pretty safe.
Yes.
Yeah. The fan itself was something like about 3.5 to 4 feet long.
Yeah. It's
before you open it. Yeah.
It's obviously a piece of decoration.
No. It's for when you want to treat somebody like an empress. You have the oil-clad shirtless guy standing there with the thing.
Are you volunteering?
All right.
Usually they want that to be a young guy.
People don't believe me when I say my age. They're like, you don't look that old. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there are rocks younger than me.
Well, I was looking in the mirror the other day, and I decided I actually kind of like the little streaks of gray that are showing up.
Yes, you're aging quite well.
Thank you. I figure when it starts to be more white than brown, I'm going to take advantage of that lightness and start dyeing it fabulous colors. Like purple and blue and teal.
Under dye.
All right.
Your hair's long enough for it.
I have
maybe.
A
Oh, yes.
folding fan
Nice.
Uh-huh.
that I got from an aquarium.
Now, Elena
And-
has the hair for an underdye.
Yes, I do. I've done peekaboo streaks a number of
Oh,
different
yeah.
times.
Oh, that is
And I
adorable
also
calling
have
it that.
this Naruto Uchiwa fan.
I can't yeah, I was just gonna say on the
Yeah, you
other
have to be
side,
careful
on the
how
other
you
side,
hold
the
it.
green screen blocked it.
Nice.
You
And then
see
you
a
can
little
spin it
bit of
like this. And
Huh.
So I have two fans.
Nice.
oh, you have more than that. I'm one of your fans too.
Excellent.
Maybe I should get the spray bottle for when Kit makes bad puns.
Not allowed. Verboten.
What? Just
My
because you're
spray bottle is full of hair supplies.
My eyes.
we
Yeah,
have
I'm not spritzing him in the face with my curling cream. Thank you very much.
we have a couple of spray bottles for when the cats are very, very misbehaving, though usually I find that you can just pick up the spray bottle and just kind of shake it threateningly, and they'll be like, oh fine, I'll stop doing the thing.
So what's the highest attribute among you you guys? What's the number?
Let's
Highest?
check.
Highest. Does anybody have a 5? 5? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Then.
there are people with 5s.
Okay, that means I start off with 9 story points tonight.
Oh my.
Mhm. So, Brittany will be doing a few things during the interim while the story, before the next story begins.
Mm-hmm.
As discussed last time, she's going to do 2 minor things and 1 major thing.
Okay.
2 minor things being sending an email to her clan, basically describing what happened in the last story.
Yeah.
The second minor thing is, well, the major thing was in talking with Yukari about getting in contact with some of the people. She's read this story about Persona 5 that Shiori mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to do some investigation into communities of people in Japan who would be interested in the Robin Hood story.
Let's see. I'm only, yeah. Now I as a player, I'm sure Yukari would be inside and outside familiar with all of the Persona line. I the player, I'm only vaguely familiar with them.
Whereas
Yeah.
I, as the player, am very familiar with it, but Shiori would have absolutely no idea what Yukari's yattering on about.
Yeah. So is it so it's I know it has something to do with various mythic and legendary figures. But I'm not sure exactly how they come into play.
It's kind of a combination tarot/totem thing with them.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
but-
call upon their power?
Yeah. And then they
Okay.
manifest.
The idea, though, from her
Mhm.
perspective, it's probably not a thing in the game, right? Because it's a different property entirely. But it's more that she is trying to get in touch with people that kind of feel oppressed and would be willing to be interested in hearing about this story and seeing how that impacts their lives.
Oh.
Start looking
And
for
to
people who are
personify
working
your-
for black companies.
Working for
Yeah,
black
that's-
companies?
That's one of the things in the game, yeah.
Okay.
One of your targets as a phantom thief is the CEO of a black company.
Oh, nice.
For those of you who don't know what a black company is, a black company is a company that will basically work its employees to the bone. This is where you stay inside the office for like a week at a time, sleeping under your desk, and every waking moment is work. That's what a black company is.
Putting
Mhm.
yes, and I mean some people do die of Well, stress-related things, let's say.
Malnutrition,
overworking.
lack of sleep, exhaustion. Yeah.
Yep.
And when you're doing those like week-long things, those are usually called death marches.
Mhm.
Specifically in Persona 5, the antagonists that you fight are a volleyball coach molesting students, an artist plagiarizing from his students, a local not Yakuza boss, but like the thing that is in response to Yakuza that I can't remember the name of.
Oh,
That is
I
less loyalty oriented among the individual members.
Okay, I will mention.
Then
I will mention here there are certain topics which probably should not be mentioned on air.
well, I mean that. Okay, yeah. The sexual abuse thing was just very, very lightly touched upon.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Carry
not
on.
going into any details.
Yeah, but for some people, even just hearing that's going to be too much.
So anyway, for Bryn's
Yes.
point of view, she's people that are abusing authority are going to get on her nerves, and she's going to want to try and help them. And one of the ways she would help them is by forming this kind of support group that's interested in Robin Hood as a story that she can use to kind of say, you know, you don't have to be helpless. There are things you can do to stand up to people abusing authority, and here's how you go about doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so like so kind of the, hey, you're doing social justice for pretend. Have you thought about branching out into real life?
So the
good.
third thing that she was going to do is she wants to learn more about the magic sand or the lucky sand.
Okay.
And in order, there's two phases to what I see she would need to do in order to really understand the lucky sand well enough from her perspective. The first phase is a academic phase. That's not necessarily super time intensive, but she needs to study up on the lore and the stories. But the second phase is kind of the more important of the two, and that's actually visiting people who's had an impact on, and trying to understand how the community relates to the lucky sand, because that's more significant from the point of view of a touchstone. But those are all kind of background things that are going to happen before we get into the story.
I think Yukari might also have been somewhat preoccupied with this sexist jerk who has declared himself to be her rival.
Now, remember, the kid's like 12 years old.
Well.
Kid's also the one who declared the rivalry.
He did.
It'd be immature for Yukari to initiate the rivalry, but there's no problem with her answering it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I figured she'd be stuck with that Sudoku book for the entire summer. She finds as the closer she gets to the end of the book, the more that seem to appear in the back.
Oh no, a cursed Sudoku book.
It's the puzzle that never ends.
She may never move again.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say their character's doing before we begin the adventure?
As much sleep as Caster can
Yuri's
get.
probably being just like scouting out around the city as to how she would navigate using Form of Shadow, because it's an entirely new method of movement for her, and she wants to know how to get to places. Because getting to places has been really important recently, and she wants to be prepared if this becomes a trend.
Yeah, that works. That makes sense.
So, like, how to get to different places around the city, how to figure out how to get into buildings without illusioning open a window.
And that way she can also get into places even if Yukari's not there to like tell the lock to open itself or what have you.
Okay, so the lucky sand is called Osuna, by the way.
Okay.
It is said to help your prayers be answered, and that you just like sprinkle some in your house or wherever, and it'll bring you good fortune. Yep. Now the history on that, good luck. Basically, it's part of the shrine's blessing, which means it's coming from the kami of the shrine, effectively. Why is it lucky? This was a matter of what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah, that's it. It's true. There are a number of things in some really ancient cultures like Japan where where it's like, why is this thing sacred? Because it's sacred. It's like, yeah.
The meaning has been lost to time, only the form remains.
How long has it been since last session?
It is now October.
And
Specifically late October. It was August.
Okay.
So a few months have passed.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's getting a little bit chilly out.
Shiori is probably on guard because it is getting worryingly close to Halloween, which means that all of those pesky ghost hunters are going to be out again because it is their season.
Oh, yes.
Well, we've skipped past the Obon Festival
Oh, yeah. Obon is
in August.
yeah. That's right. And that's the festival of the ancestors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People
Like
probably don't do
anyone who's picked up Western ideas of Halloween and All Souls and all that stuff, they're going to be out there, and Shiori is going to be taking her frustrations out on them without actually causing them too much harm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think people would be going ghost hunting during Obon. Doesn't strike me as an activity most believers would engage in.
No, but it is something that they would be actively avoiding. Yeah, they'd be celebrating the Obon Festival and trying to avoid. Go ahead.
Obon is probably more the purview of a Tenko than it is of a Reiko.
This is true. Since the Tenko are the ones who communicate between ancestors and their descendants.
Yeah, that's true.
Caster's just in it for the food.
Yes, definitely.
So Obon would probably be a lot less trouble for Shiori. Yeah.
The Tenko are taking care of it. Shiori gets a break for once.
That actually brings up an interesting question. Are there more foxes actually in our den than us players?
Only if you want to basically build them as signature characters for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which would mean, and that would mean somebody's running them. So
well, the other option is it's a den point, and then it's an NPC who's living in our den and helping us out from time to time.
Yeah.
So
There are also other shrines around, so like they aren't immediately nearby, but they're in the city.
Yeah. So Halloween in Japan basically is people dressing up in stunning costumes and partying until the wee hours of the morning. There's parades and costume contests. Yeah.
Rin is fabulous.
Trick or treating is not so much of a thing.
Definitely fabulous.
Trick or treating is not a thing. Did you say?
Not usually, no.
Yeah.
No, there's probably people handing out treats on the streets anyway.
Yukari's all like, "Ooh, Halloween game skins, awesome!"
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment, your characters can wear a jack-o'-lantern on your head.
Hello, Bad King Thorn. How How are you doing this fine evening?
Not a sponsor.
I wish.
That would be awesome. All right.
Though I do have 2 characters named after me.
Nice. I actually offered
Got one in
one point.
DR and one
Oh.
in one in the wilderness somewhere. A War Master.
Yeah. Actually, I offered to write an RPG for them at one point. Didn't get back to me, so that's okay. It happens. They're busy. All right. So, yes, it is getting into late October. The air's getting a little chill. The leaves are changing colors. People are dressing up a little bit more warmly. So, how are you beginning your morning?
Caster is asleep,
Mm-hmm.
likely on a counter someplace.
If Bryn is at the shrine, then she's probably studying the lore of the Lucky Sand at the moment.
Looking for my gamer cat scarf, so that I can wear it, on the way to school.
Also not a sponsor.
I think we established Yukari does attend the local school.
Yep.
Yeah.
On days when she can pry herself away from her computer.
Yeah.
And her Rubik's Cube. And her Sudoku book.
Yes, all of
the
that.
other things, knickknacks that she's got.
Well, I mean,
Nice, Munchkin.
yeah. Well, I mean, some of these could be brought to school.
Yep. Just
But-
every time that there is a break between classes, out comes the Sudoku book.
Yeah.
Abilities
So-
like your life depends on it.
So, for Yukari,
Yes.
the latest Playtendo Twitch is coming out.
Not a sponsor.
Well, it doesn't exist. So.
I know. So
Wish
kind
it
of
wasn't a Playtendo box.
so yes, like, ooh, I'll have to save money for that. How am I gonna save money for it?
Gosh, Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Den Mother would make many frowny faces at me if I told an ATM to give me money.
So, with it is going to be coming out Nakomon, Peach and Cream.
Totally not recognizable as any other properties.
Not a sponsor.
So yeah. Ooh. So
Okay.
yes, looking at the phone with one hand, searching for the scarf with the other.
Yeah, Shiori has probably been wandering around her usual haunts, pun intended. And between that and her other duties, she's probably also been the most interactive with humans she normally is outside of strange situations, trying to figure out what is going on in the world of scaring people so that she can get inspiration for chasing people out of places they aren't supposed to be.
Okay. So, you're heading out, and you see this little patch of yellow in one of the alleyways. As something
Curious?
scurries away. Yes. It's something scurrying about that big.
Yellow.
Yellow.
What does it smell like?
Ozone.
Please tell me you're not going with this.
We'll see. I have a reason for this.
It's a zap squeak, is it?
No, it is not.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's something that makes Shiori burst out in laughter, apparently.
It is what makes me, the player, burst out in laughter. Thank
So are you
you.
investigating this?
Yes.
All right. So going into the alley to check this out, you don't have a human form yet, do you? You're running around in fox form.
I do not, but I do have illusion.
Yeah.
If I need it.
Okay, so this alley runs to a dead end. There's like a wooden fence, solid slats, and everything like that. There's very neat recycled bins all in a row. And huddled in there is a yellow cat about this big, kind of looking up at you. It's got one long sinewy tail with two little twitchy points at the end. And it looks up at you and goes, Neko Mew?
Okay, so not going to make me explode into laughter as much, but
Neko Mew! And the little lightning plays across it.
Shiori is utterly baffled.
As she should be.
And just looks at this creature that is very plainly not a mundane animal and very, very slowly says, "Can I help you somehow?"
It kind of sits there, grooms itself a little bit. And you go, Neko, Neko, Mew, Mew! Neko, Mew! Neko, Mew!
Shiori has absolutely no idea what to do.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, I don't suppose
Go ahead.
I don't suppose there happens to be a new Nakomon Go game out there.
Not yet.
Necromon, stop.
Shiori tentatively lowers her stance, sort of like she's not quite in a play bow type pose, but something approaching that, and very slowly moves towards this creature. If she gets close enough, she'll start sniffing it a little closer, trying to figure out what the hell this is.
Okay, so it does not smell like an animal. It has that ozone smell of lightning, but it almost smells like a spirit.
And it's just been completely friendly, no signs of any wariness or whatever.
No, it
Shiori
looks quite friendly.
is going to ask it if it would like to follow her.
It repeats its name a couple of times, then nods.
All right, I'm taking this thing back to the den in the most hidden route that I can, that is not just dissolving into shadows and bolting.
Okay, so you make it back to the shrine. Yukari is, this is the weekend, so Yukari is, working on her Sudoku and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Shiori comes into the shrine with a video game character. You recognize this like immediately. That should not exist.
Wait,
What is this thing?
wait, is that a leveled up Neko Mew?
Neko Mew.
Considering that's all it seems to say.
Nani?
Yeah. But okay, I'm okay. She's going to sort of circle around it a few times, trying to figure out if it's holographically projected or something.
It crawls up your leg, your side, to sit on your shoulder.
Oh, I've got my own little Neko.
It's got sharp
Okay,
bits.
It's not. It can't be a holographic projection if it's touching me, interacting me.
You can probably speak to it.
so cute.
It beams. Purr, 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 purr.
It smells a bit like a spirit, but I have no idea what to make of this thing. This is not my purview.
That well, I mean, it's one of that. She runs into her room, comes back out with this video game cartridge.
This
Points
cat's
to
like
the
clinging
cover,
to her shoulder as she runs.
points to the. It's one of these. I mean, Nakomews are the most, especially like fully leveled up ones like this. They're the most popular creature in the game.
You do realize I have no idea what you're talking about, right, sister?
Uh,
And if you get a lightning stone, you can cause it to morph into its more evolved form.
Hashtag not sponsored.
let's say instead of evolve, it's metamorphose, which is
Yes.
what it really ought to have been. It's not like there aren't enough
Yeah.
misconceptions about what evolution is. Anyway, yes, it's oh, how to put this? It's like it's as if a character in a story or a movie. You don't watch movies. It's as if a character in a story, but kind of a cute, silly story for children that was just recently written, suddenly popped into life.
Should we go get Bryn?
Yeah. That's yes. She's familiar with stories coming to life. That's true. Yeah, okay.
Moment later,
Bryn is
a
in the
wild
library.
caster appears.
Uh
What is
oh. It's
Quickly, throw a Nacosphere.
it's
I found it in an alley.
it's a well, she's got the game cartridge in her the cartridge case in her hand. It's a Nakomew. It's one of these.
Yes, if you found it in an alley, throw it back.
Nacomew.
Fiori is actually laughing at that.
Well, first of all,
Caster just licks himself. You know, it's like there's not enough room here for two prima donnas.
well, first of all,
this one can't say anything other than its own name. I don't think you have much competition.
first of all, she's cute and she likes me. But second, we're trying to figure out how she.
Look, girl.
I'm cute and I like you, and Caster will rub up against her leg. See, I even
Wow.
purr.
Yes, it's true. You're cute. you're cute too. Yes.
So we don't need another mascot around here.
Well, we're trying to figure out where she came from. Because
You said
these
she
are
found her in the alley. She came from the alley.
okay. Again, I'm the only one who plays these games. If more of the creatures from the Nakomon games start appearing, some of these could cause real problems.
That's what I was going with. Yep.
So, what are we dealing with? Some sort of Nekoman Hyakumonogatari again? Or a Hyakiyako? Or
Something entirely different.
Yeah, this is I have no idea. I really don't. So knock on the door.
Does this
Bryn's
thing
on.
does this thing look like a cat?
Yeah, it looks like a cat, but a yellow not found in nature with a long tail with just the very tip split into two.
So not a typical Nekomata, but possibly a Nekomata?
It really looks weird as far as those are concerned. Also, yeah, it has a little bit of kind of a red streaks along its sides, kind of like speed lines.
I'm going to attempt to talk with it with the cat's meow,
Oh.
Okay.
which is Foxcry, by the way.
Yep.
And
Well, you can talk with it just fine.
do you have a name?
Neko Mew.
Do you need help?
I'm lost.
Lost?
Lost.
Where were you before?
It looks thoughtful about that. I was on a Nekomon journey with my teacher. We were going to go take a look at various places where we can, test out our abilities and stuff. And then I felt weird, and then I was in an alley.
Interesting. Does this happen often?
No.
And your teacher doesn't have medication for this?
What? You're a Muth, aren't you?
No. I'm Caster. Caster.
I've never heard that kind before. Huh.
I'm going to relay what it's saying to everybody else. Unless they can hear it, actually. Can I make it?
It's speaking its name in various forms and parts of its name in various pitches and
Neko Mew. Yeah, we get the idea.
Bryn hears this commotion outside the door to the library. She walks up. I'm trying to sit. Oh, hello. What's going on here?
Apparently, when I use
We're
Foxcry,
trying to figure that out.
any cat creatures in the area are understood by others.
Okay then.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yes, that's right. I gave you guys that variant.
So we actually understood as opposed to
The reason for this is think of like basically a king of the cats who sends out their cat minions, which are suddenly very intelligent and quite capable of talking to you.
Yep, like the King of the Cat story. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, tell Tom Tildrum that Tim Toldrum is dead and all that.
Yep. Right.
Oops.
So you come from
Yes.
a story, it sounds like.
Once again, Yukari holds up the game card, the game cartridge case.
I've never played, but I've
It
seen
doesn't
that
feel like
game
a
around.
story.
What's that?
It doesn't feel like a story. Maybe if we find my teacher.
You got isekai'd.
The eyes go
Fiore
wide.
looks at her with, excuse me?
It like in a number of anime where like people from this world they get usually they get killed in some way. Once though it was a boy getting swirlied. But we won't talk about that. But and they end up being transported into a fantasy world, and sometimes the fantasy world just happens to be identical to a game that they were playing, or that a relative was playing, or that they were working on for a black company.
But I wasn't hit by a Neko bus.
That's good. That means that's good. That means we might be able to send you back.
Perhaps we should investigate the alleyway and make sure no more of these are coming.
My teacher wanted to be the very best.
Yes,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard
Sure.
I've heard that's a common feature of that kind of story.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
you have
sure
to
she
pet
did.
them all.
Hmm.
Petting them all is very important.
No one ever was.
And you have different levels of the Nako bells, which you use to make the Nakomon, the different kinds of Nakomon follow you.
Well, if we're going to investigate that alley, then let me put my research away and I'll be right with you.
Okay.
So Grin goes and does that.
For viewers at home, the previous story was kind of a creepy ghost story. This one I want to do a little bit more lighthearted. Just so you know. Okay.
This
so
after deciding we have a gate to Yomi in our shrine. Far more
That might
lighthearted.
not come up right away. Just saying.
So there's a Hellmouth nearby, but we don't have to worry about that yet.
not till next week. In game. All right, so you head back to the alley. Like I said, it's a fairly clean alley. It's got the wooden slats along the back, which basically make it a dead end. It's got all the recycling bins, all various colors off to one side. So, closer inspection of the area. There is a piece of paper laying on the ground.
Ooh.
All right. And we'll take a look at it.
So, it is a fairly good drawing. It's kind of like a 6-panel comic thing. Somebody is, wanting to be a mangaka or something, and it is of Nakomon, and it has a original character there with a Nakomu sitting on their shoulder and all this kind of stuff. The last panel, though, the cat is missing.
Is this where you came from?
That's my teacher.
Maybe we need to find where this page came from, whose book this is, that this came from.
Does this look like a professional drawing, or does it look like it's hand drawn?
It's hand drawn.
Is there
Very well done, though.
Yeah, does the artist have a handle or a symbol or anything that they seem to use?
Not that you see yet.
Okay.
Make sure I look at both sides of the page.
Yeah, it's just on the one side.
Okay.
The paper is very, very fine quality.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Because you won't find paper like this just anywhere.
Yep.
We should take the paper to the Miko and see if it is sacred.
Actually, I was thinking I might be able to talk to the paper.
Okay.
Hello, paper.
Pretty much. So, yes.
So you kind of nudge the spirit of the paper awake. So the drawing of the teacher turns and looks up at you, and a little bubble comes out with writing on it. Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, let's see. So, what do you call yourself? Not what's your name. That's impolite. But what do you call yourself?
Hey, Sanzo.
Hello, Sanzo.
Yeah, Sanzo Rose. The very first game had Rose, Violet.
Oh, okay. Aha.
Lily, yeah.
Yes. Where's the rest of your story?
My writer has it.
There we go. Okay, so he, she. But
They.
he. Okay, so okay, he's aware that he's a created being.
Well, yes, paper.
Okay,
You know,
good.
it's the spirit of
Yes.
the paper. You're just using the drawings to do this.
Excellent. All right.
Tapping into some of the local myth to kind of round out its personality.
Okay. And who is your writer?
I don't know, but they're very skilled.
Are they nearby?
That I couldn't tell you.
Mm.
I remember being
Shiori
parts of.
asks if they know Shiori asks if they know anything about their writer, like just identifiable traits.
Well, I was in a book with pages similar to mine. The book had black binding. He was using his great grandfather's ink and pen and pencil set.
And Shiori is starting to wonder if she might actually remember something about really old ink sets. Should I do a check for that?
No, you don't need to. Things old enough, they
Okay,
start to
then.
awaken.
Ah, okay. I was thinking of the Chinese story of the magic paintbrush.
That's a little bit closer.
Huh.
Shiori was thinking of the inkstones used to draw out pages describing the was it the Bonshin War that it would have been particular to?
Things like that, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. Oh.
And Castor was thinking perhaps the paper was made from a sacred tree.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, so my book was held in an attic for a very long time. His great-grandfather would draw stories in it, and he decided to kind of pick up and write his own stories.
Ah. Hmm. Hmm.
Do you
Okay.
know
Hmm.
the grandfather's name?
Misako.
Misako. Okay,
Hmm.
we can start to
So a
look for that
prolific
then.
story writer
Hmm.
that many generations ago with that name. Now we've got a better chance of tracking down the descendant.
Mhm. Mhm.
hmm
I am.
And we know a little bit about the book, so we can do research on that as well. What kind of paper that would be, where we would have found it, which might give us a location, an area in which to begin our search.
Yeah, actually, I had one more idea for a thing to ask the for a thing to ask the book. So this notebook's make, was it unique, handcrafted, or
Oh,
was it?
handcrafted.
Ah, okay.
Castor is going to jump up on the recycling bins and like look and see if any more pages or the book itself might have been thrown away.
Okay, so
Hmm.
looking around, there were signs of a scuffle here.
Okay.
Mm. Hmm.
Is there tracks
Chester
or anything
points
like that
out.
that would?
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask: is there like a trail leading to, like, what, did someone get injured to the point of bleeding? Is there a trail or anything like that?
Make a skill check.
All right.
They're a burn mark in the shape of some type of lizard mon. Looks like it might
Lizard
be,
Mew.
yeah, lizard mew. Looks like it's been struck by lightning.
Yeah, so this will be a difficulty 5.
Okay. Get to the right spot. And yeah, just to be sure, we will use a point of skill.
Okay.
So we'll get 3 dice. I have to use bang roll here, not slash roll. 3d12. That's a T, not an R. Try again, player 1. 9.
Okay, you pass.
Okay. Do I get an opportunity to gain a story point? Not a story point. Opportunity. Spend a story point to get an opportunity, I guess, right? Because I beat it by 4, which is not 6.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to spend a story point, you can actually get an opportunity with this.
Okay. So my opportunity is detective work.
Yeah. So what happens is you can actually pick up a scent. There was some violence done here. You can kind of smell the fear in the air, and you have a trail you could try to follow.
Okay.
Scents
go
on
ahead.
the wind.
Yeah. Before we go,
Mhm.
Bryn will open one of the recycle bins, pull out a half-eaten Subway sandwich, and begin to eat.
You know that in joke, do you?
Not so much that, it's just that that's how she works.
Yeah. Once again, Yukari's just like, oh,
Isn't it?
oh,
Is it
you have
tuna?
no idea how long that's been there.
Sure we do. Garbage is taken every 2 days, so it can't be more than 2 days old.
It's
Oh,
1 day,
oh,
6 hours, and 45 minutes old. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Castor's gonna sit
so
in this
gross.
in this pretty pose in front of Bryn and
Mhm.
like look up almost in a begging manner.
Sure. She pulls
God.
a piece of pepperoni out of the Subway sandwich and tosses it to Castor.
Castor will eat it. It's like, it smells like tuna, but it's kind of spicy.
By the way,
Yuri just shrugs.
the maker of that
Foxes
sandwich
eat
is not a
carrion all the
sponsor.
time.
Yes, the maker of the sandwich is not a sponsor. Okay. Yep. True. Yes.
The submarine sandwich of unspecified brand.
Mhm.
Yes.
I typically put tuna on my spicy sandwiches with hard salami and pepperoni.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd like the steak and cheese myself. With bacon.
Just to be clear, we did all, at least Bryn did spend a story point to retain her ongoing opportunities at
Yes,
the beginning of the story.
that's true. Opportunities that you want to keep, you're spending story points for at the
Oh,
beginning of the
yeah, that's right.
adventure.
Okay, sure.
What about the graveyard tender one?
That's included.
So I have to.
Yeah, you spend 1 story point, you keep all of the ones that you were able to keep up
1
to
each.
2, right?
1 each up to 2.
Okay.
Okay. One of my opportunities has the spend a story point note. The other one does not. The network of geeks that has these one
That was
story
considered
point.
paid for the first adventure. So yeah, you would have to spend story
Okay.
points for this.
The
By the way, I'll be giving you guys all a story point for the story so far.
Oh, okay, cool. And the assorted toys and puzzles.
That would take 1 too.
Okay, but apparently we got one, so just
Yeah.
take that off. Okay.
Yeah. So I am keeping the Silent Hunter that I had at character creation because I was using that to round out my skill and cunning stuff.
Mhm.
But I do not need to keep the exorcism supplies because I can pick up more later if I need.
This is
And
true.
I don't think we're going to need to exercise the little fuzzball.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yes.
Bryn kept her hot teacher opportunity and her Yomi hunter opportunity.
So then I kept graveyard tender and lucky coins.
Perfect.
Okay.
These lucky coins are glass. They're made from the lucky sand. No, kidding.
I was thinking. I was thinking. I mean, in theory, you could have a lucky coin that's made of ceramic.
Yeah.
But
Some of the first coins used in civilization were ceramic, where they started working with metals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're following the trail.
Mhm.
It takes you down a few streets. You come to a apartment building.
Okay.
This is a 3-story. It's a little bit narrow. It's got some. It looks like it's being well maintained, but it's still kind of lower class. Maybe upper lower class or middle lower class, but you know, cheap
Deci-
place, not much security, but it's at least being well maintained.
Okay.
All right.
Decidedly working class.
Mhm.
Shiori is considering using Form of Shadow to investigate the building and look for the rest of the book.
Okay,
Mm.
you're considering it. Are you doing it?
Well, Shiori is going to check to see if anyone else wants to do anything first, and if it doesn't look like anyone's going to take the first move, she will.
Hmm. I mean, I could get us in. I could likely get us in there,
Easily.
but then somebody might ask, "What are we doing there?" And I couldn't talk to them.
Castor's going to
Mhm.
take his human form.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm thinking investigating in shadow form first
All
would
right,
be a good
Shiori
idea.
is heading in.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me grab the rules.
Somebody asked,
for
how many
Form
Nota
of
sponsors
Shadow.
will be in this video alone?
oh, a thing
while,
that.
while Shiori is doing that, Bryn will go up to the
Okay, no.
door and see if she can see signs of the trail going into the building.
Oh, the
Like-
scent goes in the front door.
Okay, so Shiori is investing a point of spirit
Mm-hmm.
in order to gain the shadow form ongoing condition.
Okay. I'm going to presume that you're doing this in a way that you're not doing it in front of everyone, because you know this is a public street.
Uh, uh, um,
I mean, Shiori probably won't really be showing herself too much. She'll be like already in a shadow where her dark coloring will cover her.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Castor's going to do that thing where he
yeah.
like walks behind a pole and a girl walks out the other side. Nobody notices.
Okay.
Hang on.
She'll
Mommy,
stretch.
mommy, she has a Nako Mew. Can I have a Nako Mew too? The woman kind of walks by. That's nice, dear, and just keeps on going. But
Yeah, that's right.
It's been a while since I've looked like this.
Oh, maybe
Okay, then.
maybe I should carry the Nako Mew in my backpack. Is this one of these stubborn kinds of Nako Mew that doesn't like to be contained?
well, what are you going to contain it in?
Backpack.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. She can
Okay, so
she can maybe
form-
poke her little head out or something.
Yep.
all right, so shadow form. You transform into shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Can be used as an opportunity when being a shadow works in your advantage. Conceal yourself in other shadows. Warp or twist your form as needed to travel from location to location unseen. You can move quickly, roughly 25 kilometers an hour. Immune to physical harm, though a sudden burst of light may cause you to drop back to your normal.
Okay.
So, Fiori, now in the form of a fox-shaped shadow, is going to slip underneath the door and basically do a systematic search of the building in order to find the rest of the book.
Okay. So, second floor, third room. You find it.
All right.
There's a kid sitting at his desk and writing in the book, and the paper looks familiar.
Does the art style look right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Shiori will slip back out the way she came and tell the rest of the group, all right, here's where the kid is. It's the same kid.
Hmm. All right. Well, I guess now our question is, I guess
Can
we're
you
gonna
look up the
have to explain to him what's going on.
can or at least show him the Nekomu. Can you look up the phone number of this place and we can give them a call? Get them to invite us in?
You could just open the door.
Yeah, I was. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I
we
guess
could
if we are
Mm.
quick enough, we can get in there without people seeing us
We would-
randomly enter an apartment building and go up to this guy's place and knock. So
We're all
We-
kind of
we-
standing
yeah, we-
around.
could just knock. We could just knock on the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
Somebody is gonna have to introduce me though.
So I mean, you can just tell the lock to buzz you in.
Yeah.
Actually, why don't we use this button here that is labeled with the apartment number on it?
Because that's on the other side of the door.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd be on this side of the door so that you could talk to the person on the other side.
Oh yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Who
It would
live
be-
in a place like that?
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, Castor's gonna push that button.
Zzz. Hello?
And Castor's gonna step aside and let Bryn talk.
hello, we found something that we believe might be yours. Would you mind opening the door so we can come in? It's a piece of paper with a drawing on it. It's I believe it's the drawing that might have been made by you.
How did you find my address?
Well, we just managed to find that there was a trail that led here. So we think this came from you, but we can show it to you and you can let us know if it's yours.
I don't know if that's a good idea right now.
Oh? Well, if you'd like to come down and just see through the glass.
Hold up. Are there security cameras here?
Yeah.
And can I and since I'm not talking to him directly, is that this going to be like the same rule as talking to somebody via the internet that I can do it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Do you have access to the security feed?
No.
All right. I was gonna. I was gonna hold up your drawing to the security to the security feed. Yeah. So I go to I go to, I mentioned the school name, and
I don't.
oh. Maybe you know the person who did this drawing though. I mean, you're an artist yourself, right?
Look, basically, people I don't know have just buzzed me at my home, wanting to show me something, saying that they tracked me here.
This point, Shiori's considering going upstairs and just like subtly mentally nudging the guy to come downstairs so we can figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, I can see I can see why you'd be really suspicious. Hang on. I'm going to give you my phone number and send me a text and I'll send you a photograph of something. I promise it'll be worth your while.
Oh,
Not that kind of photo, hentai.
phrasing. I'll send you something. I'll make it worth your while. Huh?
No. I didn't say I'll make it worth your while. I said I promise it would be worth his while. But yes, okay, yeah. No. It's. I promise it's not HE.
Aw.
He's like, well, if it's not HE, never mind.
This totally sounds like a scam. It just keeps getting worse.
Shiori is watching all of you fumble, just going,
Yeah. So I read him my
this
phone
is
number.
why she doesn't deal with mortals.
There's a click,
Uh-huh.
and after about 2 minutes, He comes down the staircase.
Oh.
This kid is about 16 years old. He's got a Nakomu hat.
Does this look like it's yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Backpack.
You're gonna show him the Nekomu.
Yep.
There's a
The guy's just gonna.
piece.
But yep. How?
We're not sure.
But this is how we found you. They tracked you here.
Nakomu.
You can see why. Oh, he's there. I can't talk to him now.
This is our friend.
This is
Yukari.
Yukari.
Yeah.
Your
Hello.
name is. I'm Bryn.
Yeah, I don't think talking I don't think talking through a glass door would counts as enough separation.
That's why
Okay.
Bryn said, "This is Yukari. Your name is
Tenchi.
Tenchi."
Tenchi.
That's what I said. Tenchi.
Tenchi.
Oh, Kenshi.
With a K.
Okay, with a K.
Okay. You see why I didn't say this over the intercom, because I would have sounded like a crazy person.
You're not members of Team Sprocket, are you?
No.
That's so
No.
bad. So bad.
So bad.
Not a sponsor.
Hey, if I were a member of Team Sprocket, would I be trying to give the Nakomu back?
Oh, one of our viewers. I just took psychic damage.
What specific element of that gave you psychic damage?
But remember, in this game, it's called paranormal damage.
Yeah, somebody else said it was incredibly effective.
And
Didn't
then
do the Sprocket dance, so I guess you're not members of Team Sprocket.
and then Yukari sort of
Oh my God,
mutters
it's a dance.
sort of mutters to herself, unless it was part of one of these stupidly convoluted plans they have, which always end up with them being yeeted into the sky.
Well, I'm sorry, I took paranormal damage.
Mhm.
All right. He decides to let you in. You seem harmless enough.
It's
Fury
three
is hiding
girls.
inside of Yukari's shadow.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Ah.
he's a little confused because, you know, three attractive women have just basically came over and want to come to his place. So he's a bit confuzzled.
So does he look injured?
Yeah, he does have a bit of a limp and a bit of a bruise.
Oh wow, a limp. Oh jeez.
He
Here I was.
jumped.
Here I was thinking it might have just been a school bully, but maybe it was a mugger. Jeez, poor kid.
It was a school bully.
I mean, a bully could still do that.
Yeah, true.
As I mentioned, I had a bully do a double knee drop on my sternum.
Ooh.
Goodness.
I had a bully stand on my chest when I was 10.
Yikes.
Yeah, but a double
Ah.
knee drop, that hurts a lot. I was surprised it didn't break a rib or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. Anyway,
back to the
yes.
so he lets you in. He takes you to his apartment. He lets you in. There's nobody else home, which is probably why he was really reluctant on a lot of this.
Yeah,
You said
that's
this was
understandable.
You said this was one of the cheaper places to live in Japan. So is this one of those? It's a room that has like a kitchen attached to it, and then one bedroom next to it.
2 bedrooms, but
Two
yes.
bedrooms. Okay, so then he does live with somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
My guess is a parent or other relative who has to work long hours, and yeah.
I'm sorry, my parents are overseas at the moment, so you know.
Right. So
Just don't think this is one of
Bryn,
those anime where you suddenly get 3 girls to live with you for the rest of your life.
Oh
that's
gods, I
not how
hope
this
not.
works.
I mean, no offense, but I'm not into girls.
Probably why the kid got jumped.
Yeah, let's leave that there.
Bill that sticks out gets hammered down and all that.
Ouch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, come in. Would you like some tea, hot chocolate,
You have
Tea
milk.
works for me.
some burpsy soda? Not a sponsor.
Oh dear.
Tea
Milk would
Earl
be
Grey
fine.
hot.
Oh, God. Just milk.
But Bryn will take a look at the calligraphy set or the ink set he's using and the
That's in his bedroom.
Yes. Yes.
so long.
we're-
She's making sure it's
Mm.
there is more the
It's
point,
there.
that it didn't get taken,
Yeah.
and that he's gotten his book.
Mhm.
So that's peculiar
So,
because it's. Go ahead.
so he's got the kettle going and everything.
Mhm.
He comes out with some snacks.
Bryn approves of snacks.
Thank you.
Different flavored
Can
mochi.
Shiori still speak in shadow form?
Do
to
you
the
have
foxes.
speech?
I meant to the foxes.
Do you have speech?
No.
No.
Then no?
Ah. Okay.
You could use
Because if she
illusion to
could,
do it.
she'd whisper in Yukari's ear to be like, show him where the Nekomu is missing from the page, but she can't do that.
I was actually just about to do that. Whoever's got the piece of paper.
That's Bryn.
Right. Yeah, she has the paper. I've got the Nekomu. Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
we should
make lots of money.
yeah, we should give him back his drawing.
Yes. So Bryn will give him back his drawing and point out there appears to be a character missing here on this frame.
Mhm.
Looks at it. Looks confused.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I had a little bit of a trouble, and one of the pages got torn out.
This one.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're saying that these are the same thing?
That's the only explanation we can think of.
How?
We don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, these mochi came straight from the freezer, so they're chill, but they're different flavors.
Yum.
Okay.
Yeah. So he brings out drinks. Kneels down at the table, kind of rubs his face. Hold on a second. He gets back up. Obviously, he's a bit discombobulated. Comes back with the book. He brings out the writing set. Yeah, this is like a fountain pen type thing. And he's got some really old pencils and some charcoals and things like that. He's
So,
like,
go ahead.
yeah, so he kind of flips it open and says, yeah, so this is my great grandfather's drawings, and they're very classic style type stuff. Flips a few more pages, and this is my grandfather's drawings, and this is my father's drawings, and now I'm doing this stuff here. And no, he's going through all of this.
Yeah. I was wondering, do you have any stories about this book and this ink set that you
no,
remember from your family?
No, I was at my grandfather's house and just came across it in the attic.
And you don't really know much about the history of how this book has been used in the past, other than it to be drawn in.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if there's maybe something about your family that you're not aware of.
He's not sure where to go with that.
May I have a closer look at some of the drawings?
Sure.
Okay. One of the things I want to examine is, like, first of all, whether any of his ancestors, like, did they draw things mostly from life, or did they ever draw anything fantastical?
the great grandfather drew fantastical things.
Okay.
He drew stories of a young boy basically going into the woods and talking with Obake, things like that.
Hmm.
I mean, if you had a guess, and the book is fully willing to tell you, that was about 140, 150 years ago.
Okay.
Um,
Because I couldn't help but think that if anything, that was supposed to be from life came to life, people might not have noticed it as much.
Then you have the grandfathers, and he's drawing things that are a little bit more urban, like small towns type things like that,
Mhm.
and talking with little fairy folk and stuff like that. Then the father has his artwork, and he's talking with cartoon characters. Like his characters basically interacting with cartoon characters and stuff. There's a theme here.
Yeah, interesting. Are any of the do any of the past pages have strange gaps? Ah, huh.
Now we know where all the world's cryptids come from.
Oh.
Well, we can add Nekomew to the new list.
I am going to point out to I've just forgotten his name. Sorry.
Kenshi.
Kenshi.
With
Yes.
a K.
Yes. Kenshi-san. The gap on your page, I can't help but notice that there are similar gaps here and here
And
and
here.
here. Yeah. What do you think that could mean? Trying to lead him gently to the conclusion.
He looks worried for a few moments. Okay.
Here's another question. Have you drawn anything else in here that seems to have gaps?
No, but you can come out now. So you hear a closet door open in the other room, and a cartoon anime princess steps out. Like, she looks like she's from an anime. She's got the freaking huge eyes and the tiny little mouth and everything.
Big eyes, small mouth is not a sponsor.
Cash like, now I see why you don't like women.
Not even.
Oh, wow.
Dude! Master, she could be insulted by that.
She should be. Castor flips her hair.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Well, I'm guessing she's a spirit, so I don't actually need the introduction, but good to know who she is. So
Princess No Mochi.
No. I'm Princess Moon.
Hello, Princess Moon. I'm Bryn. This is Yukari. Caster
Of the Pilot Scouts.
Of the Pilot Scouts?
Of the Pilot Scouts.
I see.
I'm wearing the wrong shirt. You should have warned me about this.
I almost gave in to the temptation to start singing. But then we would have really needed the not sponsor warning.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he says, so she was in the attic when I found the book. And so she's been up there for a really long time.
Oh.
And I kind of felt bad about that, so I kind of snuck her out.
Right.
I have a
That
question.
was mm,
Yes.
Has he taken full custody of the book? Like, does it belong to him now? Or is this a belonging of the dead, and does Castor feel like he needs to scratch it?
It's his.
It's his. Okay, good. That's all I wanted to know.
oh, good.
Um,
Mm,
so,
hmm.
Well, I suppose we return your um what is this thing called again?
A Nekomu.
The
The Nekomu? A
the
Nekomu to you?
Nagomu. Yes. Mm. There's that. But of course, all of these, of course, some of these characters are going to want to be back in their own stories.
Or will they? Why don't you ask her?
I'd like to go home.
Mm. I-
All right. So the next
Mm.
question is, if we can arrange that, how would we do it?
Mm. Mm.
I suppose we would need to know how you got here in the first place.
All I remember is, I was going to go see my boyfriend, and then I was in this kid's room.
Mm.
This kid being his father.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Hmm.
You've
I wonder
you've
how
been here
old this book really is.
Ah.
Well, you have somebody who can ask it directly.
Yeah. Yukari is going to pretend to the kind of expertise she doesn't actually have, and say, the style of these earliest drawings here, I would actually say it's perhaps 150 years old.
Awfully specific.
the thing about
Yeah.
it is if it was that old, it would be yellowed,
And it isn't.
and it isn't, which means it could be
What?
that old, but it's protected by something.
Well, they say they say, sort of directing this at Kenshi, that objects that are much beloved over 100 years old and are over 100 years old gain their own spirits.
Okay.
I mean, you've probably heard stories like that, right?
Yeah. I've obviously I've heard stories about it, but usually they're like umbrellas that get like one big eye and bounce around and things like that, and they tend to be a little bit scary.
Those are Ayakashi.
Yes, things like that. Well, this could be. I mean, I've never heard a story. I've never heard a story of a magic sketchbook. Although I remember something about, she gets out her phone and starts Googling. There was something about a Chinese story about a magic paintbrush.
He looks over at his fountain pen.
Hmm. Actually, now I'm going to Google that myself.
So, from what you can tell, yeah, the book's awake. So's the inkwell. So's the pen. So's the charcoal. So's the pencils. It's like he's basically got a magic set.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, if you have things coming to life, 150 years ago, well, that kind of means something was up at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Could this have been blessed by one of the kami?
Quite possibly.
We should let one of the Miko look at it, or even the head priest.
Possibly.
Well-
Another question for you.
Mhm.
Is your grandfather still alive? And is he still
No.
around?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we were clearing out the things from his place when I found this.
So he had just recently passed when you were looking through the attic.
Yeah.
But it's obvious
Yes.
to me, or at least it seems to be obvious to me, that your father drew the princess here.
Yeah.
So your father should have known about this.
Well,
Maybe, but I mean,
mm,
I can kind of see why he didn't. Meanwhile, the
well,
anime princess is off trying to make food and failing miserably.
oh yes,
30
the
years and
old.
she hasn't figured out how to cook?
I was
Has she
gonna
had the
say
chance to learn? Or
She's
has
been
she just been
living in
stuck
an
in an attic the
attic,
whole
for
time?
Pete's sake.
there's that, but there's also like an unfortunate trope. It used to show up in some old movies, and it sometimes shows up in anime, especially old anime, where like you'll have a fairly powerful female character, but they have to undermine her in some way, and the way they do that is by making her a complete disaster in the kitchen.
Called Lethal Chef.
Now, mind you, they kind of
Yeah.
subverted this a little bit in Aruma-kun, because the woman, like the girl, didn't know how to cook, but then neither did the main character, and they
Yeah.
both were wound up being trained.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like they were going in that direction, but first of all, it was a male and female character together, and they learned. So it's like, yeah.
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 Is Castor only able to speak to recently dead, or can he also speak to dead that have been gone a long time?
Question. Actually, both of the skills that I have require a body.
Yeah, for what you're talking about, we'd need a Tenko.
Yep.
Speaking with the venerated dead, that's the Tenko's job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, who's been flipping through the book?
Well, Yukari, of course.
Okay, so there's a
Uh,
bunch of blank pages, obviously.
uh-huh.
You get to the last page, and there's this little etching on the last page.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll take
Here.
a quick look at that etching and see what it looks
Okay,
like.
so it's a little roly-poly fuzzy thing, which has a leaf sitting on its head, and it has this large kind of gourd bottle in front of it, and it's looking a bit distressed.
Shiori sneaks inside of the sleeve in order to get a look at this drawing without being seen.
Okay.
And if it is what I think you are describing, she will probably recognize that.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds like a tanuki.
Bingo.
Creature. Oh, I see. Little. Okay. Huh.
There's a reason there's a gourd on the front.
Don't we know a Tanuki?
No, it was a badger.
No, we know a Mujina.
Yeah.
No Mujina.
Right.
But it's looking distressed.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's something missing from this page?
No.
Okay.
What
There's
is
something
what is this
added
little
to this page.
creature
sorry.
that's drawn here? This is on a draw. This is drawn, right?
Yeah.
We said etched.
Or etched.
Yeah.
What is this little creature that's etched here? Ben asks.
It was there when I got the book.
Shiori is going to edge a tiny bit of shadow out onto the page and see if she can poke the drawing of the Tanuki.
Yeah. Make a
Nothing
spirit
happens?
check.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was just about to say I have an idea.
Yeah. You're making a difficulty 9 check.
Would I apply shadow form to this?
No.
Okay, so then just
Actually, I can apply shadow form as a complication. I'll spend a story point to do so.
Okay.
DC 11. You're in a more pure spirit form. You're not tethered to the physical world like you should be.
Then I'm going to spend a point of spirit to get a third die.
Sounds good.
Do you have anything that helps you in this? What's your strength? Oh, your strength is spirit already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're keeping at least 2 dice.
I got a 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunately a fail by 1 point.
Oh.
You can spend a story point to give yourself an opportunity to be done in a moment. So yeah, you poke the tanuki on the page. You are now this little shadow fox on the page. Probably looking a little bit distressed.
Uh-huh. That I that's what I was actually just about to ask the book if
She
the
already
tanuki had been captured from outside.
And the book goes,
She already
Uh-huh.
figured it out and did the wrong thing to figure out if it was true.
the book
Yeah.
basically gives an oops.
Oh.
Can you release them?
No.
Hmm.
The book says, I was originally used for binding obake,
Oh, lovely.
but somebody tore out all those pages. I don't run out of pages.
Somebody tore out the pages.
A long, long time ago.
Hmm.
They just missed that one.
So if we
Do you know
summon
how we
this,
would restore your ability to release the creatures on the pages?
You're asking Kenshi?
Well, I'm assuming I'm asking you the book through your card.
Well, okay. There is of course a slight problem that because we have a human here. And
Well,
He's
he
already
obviously
yeah,
knows supernatural things are a thing.
he's already
Yeah.
deep enough in the supernatural. It's like,
well, yeah.
I just
You
showed up on the paper.
Yukari's been trying not to reveal what everybody here is, though, and that we have supernatural abilities.
I kind of
You know,
screwed that
Sentai
up.
are not
Sorry.
supposed to reveal themselves to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
luckily, Caster's not a Sentai.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I was sort of I was presuming that I can communicate with the book without, or can I communicate with the book without asking aloud,
Yeah.
or do I have to ask aloud?
No.
Oh, I don't have to ask aloud. Okay.
No, you just you speak spirit. It's not like the kid's going to hear you.
Okay. All
I
right.
was going to say Tom Riddle it and start drawing on the, writing it on the book and wait till it answers. Also, not a sponsor.
No,
Definitely.
no, and we are not going to be associated.
Yeah,
Carry
we
on.
thoroughly disillusioned with a certain woman.
Carry on.
Anyway, yes, carrying on. If we do need to communicate in undertones, I
But
could
you don't.
oh, okay, good. All right. Sorry. Okay. So yes, we can be communicating with each other spirit speech without my having to spend a point.
Oh no. With each other, you have to speak out loud.
That's
Okay.
that's what I thought.
Mhm.
So like I haven't actually been able to mention unless I spent the point of speech to broadcast.
Yes, you could do that.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of obvious now.
Hey, if you all took speech, you could have a telepathic network.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, but at the moment it's just one way.
Mhm.
Okay, good to know. Let's see. So if I yeah, right, backing up. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty obvious to everybody that
strange things are happening. Yes.
yeah, it's pretty obvious to everybody that that the book is able to bind things. Yeah. So,
The kids are a little bit freaking out at a shadow flying out of your sleeve and into the book.
Yeah.
What's that?
Can Shiori move her limbs at all?
Not
On
at
the
the
page.
moment. All you can do is look out at the moment. It's a bit freaky.
Okay.
I'm hmm. Instead of directly answering his question, I might say like, well, whatever's there, they look very distressed. Perhaps we should take the distressed, find some way to free the distressed creatures and return the others, the Neko Mew and the Princess Moon, to their own stories.
How do you think I should release them?
I'm not sure.
Would drawing them work?
They come to him.
I'll
in
give you a story
moment of-
point.
Oh.
They come to him in a moment of distress.
That's what Bryn says. Would drawing them work?
Okay. Well, he kind of sets up and he kind of looks at the two pictures. Inkwell fills the pen, takes the pencil, does rough sketches around it, like builds the frame, draws the room kind of in a cartoon style. He's got some skill. And when he starts applying the ink, his motions become very fluid and very, you almost can say, ritualistic. He almost seems to go into a trance as he's doing his work.
Okay.
So you feel something. It's like almost like the paper around you is getting depth and detail and dimension, and you can move around in it. It's difficult, but you can feel like you can almost start to move.
Bryn applies Fox Luck to the artist.
Okay.
So if he's making a skill check to do this, he has advantage.
Yeah. So he starts to focus. The drawing becomes incredibly detailed as he works, and the tanuki and the fox come off the page. So you're there. You're okay now. The tanuki is like, finally! Thank you. Like it prostrates itself and bows down to the group. I have been in that beeping book for over 300 years.
Wow, that's a long time. Looks at Yukari.
No
150
kidding!
years, huh?
I was a little bit off. I was going by those drawings, not the one at the back.
It used to be a stack of scrolls, and those were kind of woven together, and then somebody took all the papers and then bound them into this book, and then it was in the shrine, and then the Buddhist temple, and then it got stolen, and then it got picked. It was all of a thing, but I mean, all the other ones got freed. Why not me? The tanuki starts to cry.
Shiori just goes there and gently passes back with her tail because there's no hiding herself now.
It's because
Again.
tanukis are troublemakers. That's why.
Shiori gives Castor a glare.
What are you talking about, cat?
Don't be rude, Castor.
Have you ate any family members today?
No.
Oh! And the tanuki
This is a girl saying this.
Yeah, I was just thinking that tanuki just outed Castor as a cat.
Is the artist out of the trance enough to actually hear
Yeah,
that thing?
he's a little bit speechless at the moment, watching the conversation.
So we
Tanuk
have
says, "Hold on a second. Hold on."
Oh.
Digs out a leaf. Turns into a kind of like a. He kind of looks like one of those little roly-poly Buddhas.
Jory's like, you have a spare one of those?
Oh yeah, digs around. Clothes.
Shiori grabs one of the clothes, throws them over her back, and just to make this easier for everyone, illusions herself into a very normal looking human. Just standard Japanese phenotype. No crazy features or anything.
Well,
that went about as well as could be expected.
I need a drink. The Tanuki goes into the kitchen.
Doubt you'll find anything in there. The kid's underage.
Leave that to me.
not a sponsor.
Takes out a glass, takes out some juice, pours it into the glass, which causes it to be transformed into effectively beer. Puts the juice back in the fridge, sip. And he comes back.
So
We do still have a couple characters here who would like to be returned to their stories. Do you happen to know anything about how that could be done?
yeah, you seem to know a lot about this book.
You can say I'm intimately familiar with that book.
Yes.
Why don't you tell Kenshi-san here his family history?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. So, yeah. Congratulations. You come from a long line of shamans. What? Oh, yeah, you guys were spirit binders like way back in the day. Generations. You'd go to town and village to village, and you'd look for the monsters, and you'd catch them in the scrolls, and you'd secret the scrolls away so that the monsters couldn't hurt anybody, or help anybody, or just exist. Gives the kid a look.
Why the kid didn't know anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not beating
Not
you
like
over the
there's
head
a
with my
tentacle around
sack.
here to say anything to him.
Oh, that was a visual I didn't need. Thanks.
I missed it. What happened?
He said that's why I'm not beating you over the head with my sack.
Tanuki, right?
Yeah.
Classic Tanuki.
Things people can look up if they're so inclined and are over a certain age. or at least have, parental guidance, let's say.
Yes, but I believe the other matter we wanted to bring up is we have a princess here who would like to be returned to her story, and Neko Mew would like to be returned to her story or his story, whichever it was.
Her
story.
Her story.
Do you happen to know how that could be arranged?
Well, see, back in the day, you didn't draw D's in the scrolls. So, yeah, sure.
When was the first time something got let out of the scroll?
When they tore out all the pages and let all the monsters go.
I see.
And after that?
That was the night parade, by the way.
It would
be.
So when was that?
A
long time ago, right?
Early 1800s or so.
Okay. So those pages are presumably long gone by now.
Oh yeah, it's not like the book's gonna run out of the pages though. You just keep on writing, it'll just keep on adding more.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's like how you never ran under scrolls back then. They had prayers on them originally. Oh, yeah, that might do it.
Adding new prayers?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, kid, you know any sutras? No.
Want to learn?
We
You know what
can
a sutra is? No. This is
Let's
gonna
call the Miko.
there's
Yukari, call the Miko.
yeah, yes, I was just about to say there is a shrine nearby that could help with this.
Uh-oh, better call Miko. Not a
Ah.
sponsor.
Yeah, so yes, going to call going to send a text message anyway to the to the Miko, going like, yeah, we have a situation, it's not dire.
Why is
but
it that every time you contact me, it's with a situation? Why can't you, like, take me out to, like a snack bar or something?
well, I do send I send funny memes, I send cat videos.
Yeah, half of them are me.
But okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The
Yeah,
next
that
time,
picture of Castor hanging onto a screen door and hang in there. I mean, come on.
It was cute. He was posed just like the cat in those silly posters.
and the next time I wake up next to a cucumber,
Oh my God.
that doesn't work on me.
I was gonna say
But does the
Castor.
laser pointer work on you?
No comment.
For the glory of the sun. Now I have to post that picture with the samurai kitties. For the glory of the sun, we will catch the red dot.
Shiori's gonna whisper in Yukari's ear, just send a photo.
So are you all coming here or am I going there?
Probably it would be better if we went to the shrine. But
It.
because
That's
everything
where all
here is
the prayer materials are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
everything that we
Tanuki-san
need
here.
that's here is
No.
portable.
Yeah, and Tanuki-san here is in a less distinctive form now. So yes, we'll come there, and I'll maybe schedule a little outing to a cakes cafe or something.
Okay.
Okay. No,
Why don't
unfortunately,
we pick her up a nice lunch on the way there?
that's a good idea.
Shiori is also thinking back to the last time something really abnormal happened and is remembering the shape behind our dear Detective Conan's shadow. And so just kind of leans up over to the Tanuki and is like, hey, so we've got this other kid. Do you know where we could like learn anything, or is that not up your alley? I mean, you have been in there for a while.
Well, what are you wanting?
I mean, like,
I mean, I owe you all one.
there was this whole
let me out.
situation. Pardon?
Mhm. You got me out of the book. I owe you all one. So go on, carry on.
So basically, she goes on about what she saw in the kid's shadow and the interest that the Alandon showed in the kid. Although she's not sure if that's because the kid somehow didn't get a seal and that was the only reason. But she basically is like, we kind of want to figure out what's up with this kid.
Well, so what's the
And
shadow look like?
she basically looks around for a moment to see if there's anyone nearby, and then illusions the shape of the hat on her head.
Oh, an Omyoji.
And then she turns her illusion back. Same
Unfortunately,
type as pointing at the book, or different?
Yeah, pretty much kind of the same type. Not quite the same type. I mean, the original, spirit catchers, I mean, they were more wilderness sort, closer to the Shigenza. Not quite, though.
I've got to run to the bathroom. Hold on.
I mean, they were around before the Buddhists showed up, but yeah.
Interesting. Yukari?
Yukari has left the building.
She's gone off to the the fox has gone to the little fox's room.
Do we want to just
Shiori
take a
looks
5-minute
at the
break?
spot where Yukari was standing 3 seconds ago, and then turns around and says, Bryn, do you think we should get Ninaki? Or do you think we should leave him out of this?
He doesn't seem to be involved yet. Let's see where this goes and if it becomes relevant.
She nods at that.
So while we're waiting for Kat to get back, there's a new anime out called Moriarty.
Moriarty the Patriot.
This is in game.
No, this is out of game.
Oh, this is out of
So-
game.
Yeah, like I said,
Okay.
while we're waiting for Kat to get back. Yeah, so yeah, Moriarty the Patriot. The idea is Moriarty is working in the criminal underworld to fight evil,
Okay.
And is-
Interesting.
quite willing to use unethical methods as part of his work, which of course
Mhm.
draws the attention of Sherlock Holmes, which is trying to find out what he's up to, and then you have that kind of cat and mouse thing.
Right.
Like, kind of like a Code Geass anti-hero protagonist situation, or?
Yeah, kind of like that. The first episode was quite brutal, very, very brutal. Oh my gods!
hmm
But I mean, the opening music is amazing. The artwork is, I mean, it's all beautiful boys.
hmm
So I was like,
Of course
hey,
it is.
of course it is, yeah. It makes me think of Vice Croix, if you ever saw that one.
Mm.
Bunch of guys who
No, I
own
haven't seen that one.
basically
Take
a
moment
bunch.
to.
Okay, a bunch of assassins who own a flower shop and go on assignments to fight evil.
Heard of it,
I
haven't
remember
seen
you.
it.
I remember you using that in a different story once, though.
Yes, I remember that too.
When
Can't
you had to break
remember
into the
which one it
castle,
was though.
you had to break into a castle to get some people out.
hmm I remember that quite well.
Yeah, now it's coming back to me.
Yeah, so along the similar lines, that's where I got that idea from for the flower shop. But anyway,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
so it's like it's beautiful artwork, lots of great background and imagery and stuff like this. Beautiful music, very violent in the first episode. But the violence is all done off camera, thank goodness.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I was looking at this and it's like, yeah, my wife would absolutely adore this. So sat her down for it. She's like, yeah, this is my thing. I'm like, good, because it's not mine. A little too intense for me. But yeah, quite good.
Has she watched Code Geass?
No, I don't think she has. I do want to show her the world's greatest ritualist reincarnates in a fantasy world, though. That is very well done.
I haven't seen that one. I have seen World's Finest Assassin.
That one is awesome.
It is.
I can't wait for season 2 for that one. World's greatest ritualist, basically an Omniochi, gets murdered. Just before he dies, he does a spell to reincarnate in the fantasy world. And he's like, okay, this time around, I'm going to not stand out. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, how's that working out for you? Because he uses magic that they don't use there. Welcome back.
There we go.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
telling them about Moriarty.
Yes, which Yeah, in which pretty much every character, including James Moriarty, is extremely pretty. It's one of those.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, I was comparing it to Vice Kreutz.
Interesting comparison. Sort of the anti-hero, sort of the anti-hero types. Yeah.
I brought up Code Geass because that was the one that I'd watched.
Oh, okay, I've never seen that one.
It's based on what Kit said, it's definitely more violent than he would watch.
Okay.
All right.
Because like they do not shy away from gun violence in that one.
Or the death
Okay.
of main characters.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
By the way, if you're interested, I
Yeah.
have a copy of Gunslinger Girl if you want it. We can talk later.
Yeah, another time. Yes. Okay, yes. So we are going to the shrine after stopping off to get a nice meal. Although I do half suspect that Bryn suggested that so that she could get something to eat.
Bryn does like to eat.
Yeah.
So, you head off, pick up some snacks.
Lead it to sandwich.
So, along the way, the delivery truck is going by. A box falls off the back, and dice spill all over the road.
Not again.
126,000.
Now Yukari does not have the urge to count spilled objects.
No.
And dice in and of themselves aren't puzzles.
No.
But it is definitely an odd occurrence.
If there was a Yakko here, oh my god.
Yeah,
It would be miserable.
Yep. Yes, I have to not only count all the spilled dice, but I have to add up all the numbers.
Yeah, you see the fox just drop to his knees. No.
So the question
Yeah.
is what are the facings of those dice? Are they kind of average, or is there more leaning towards good luck or bad luck?
But more leaning towards good luck.
Good luck, okay. Walk on then.
If you're doing diceomancy, it looks not bad.
Yes, and I was also thinking if our Zenko was here, she would have the urge to clean it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's otherwise occupied
Yes.
cleaning up her shop instead.
Spent too much time away from the shop during that quest, so she's making up the profit.
Yeah.
Yes.
After
when
a
I rolled-
moment of staring, Shiori
Oh.
looks around, sees if there's any specific reason to not go to the road, and then starts to just pick up the dice and put them in their box.
Just-
There's an awful lot of them.
Yeah,
He's probably
well,
not going to get them all, but
yeah, yeah, it's true. I mean, if we have any sort of civic mindedness, then yeah, getting stuff off of the road and
It also depends on if
At
the
least.
truck driver stopped.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well-
yeah, definitely.
oh, okay.
So yeah, humans will probably be able to take care of this.
Yeah. Though with Yukari there, the dice could damn near clean themselves.
just like hey, could those of you who
I think a few of us could do something about that.
just kind of
Right?
yeah, could-
Illusion a street sweeper to come and sweep the street for us or something like that.
what
right?
I was going to say was like, just sort of tell the ones who happen to bounce into far or inaccessible places, like, hey, could you unobtrusively roll closer?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to help out, you get a story point for it.
Yeah.
And
help.
yeah, so you get to the shrine. By this time, it's about 4 p.m.
Okay.
Who's going to explain the situation to the priest and the Miko?
I think Yukari could probably explain it the best.
Mhm.
considering that, you know, she is at least somewhat familiar with these with these characters, and also was able to talk directly with the book. So yeah.
Did we bring Princess Moon with us?
Yeah, we brought
Probably.
everybody.
Oh, that probably garnered some looks.
Oh, there were people taking photographs thinking it was a cosplayer.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was just
Very
gonna,
good cosplayer.
yeah, I was just gonna say,
Mhm.
like, yell at, like, yep, cosplay.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the most amazing pieces of cosplay I saw. This woman painted herself up to look like a cartoon character, like an actual drawing that was
Yep.
colored. It was amazing.
So yeah, when people are taking pictures, you know, maybe advise her to do her little pose, you know. Yep.
Okay, so the priest gives a long-suffering sigh.
Hey, we brought you food.
Now you got the Miko food.
We brought the Miko food.
Hey, we brought everybody food.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Priest is like, couple ramen.
This is
Can
the good
fix
cup
that if you
ramen.
really-
All right, so she brings you back to her office, sits you all down, pours some tea, a little shot of alcohol in hers. The Tanuki's like, me?
Yeah.
A little shot of alcohol in his. All right. So what you want is one of us to write a prayer into the book to catch those two.
Yes, please.
Okay. So, and looks at the Tanuki. And you're telling me that under normal circumstances, you just stuck to the page immobile. And the Tanuki said, yeah. But then again, nobody drew these rooms and stuff like this. And I noticed when he was drawing them, like we actually had a room start showing up on our side of the page. So
Did he
have a little
draw?
bit more of that sake, please.
Did he draw a door in that room?
Well, yeah.
I'm going to use fairy door.
Okay.
I'm going to.
You're blowing the story point?
Well, I'm going to try something.
Are you going to blow the story point as part of that something?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then.
I was going to use it on the third part of it, which says
Where you open up any door and come out into the spirit world.
yes.
Yeah, you show up in the book.
Nice.
So it is three-dimensional. It's black and white.
I'm just gonna hold the door open and be like, "Come on," to Princess Moon and Neko Mon, whatever.
So
Neko
the
Moon.
kid's jaw hits the floor. The priest just whips out a fan and just covers up her mouth.
But hang on.
Oh,
But they're not going to be in the right part of the book.
I guess I can draw the right parts of the book.
Just draw doors to connect them.
Okay.
wouldn't that connect the stories together?
Yeah, why not?
That's hysteria.
Well, I mean,
Ultimate crossover.
yeah, I was just thinking. I was just thinking. Well, if you feel up to writing crossover fic,
So he flips through a couple of pages.
Mm.
It got dark. And yeah, he continues his story panel with the kid trying to find his pet Neko Mew, and is at one of the Nurse Happy's offices.
Mhm.
Nurse Happy.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Nurse Happy.
I'll-
So yeah, he draws that, puts in a door, goes back to you so you can get out.
Yeah. Then I pick up Neko Mew and carry him into the Nurse Happy's office.
Okay. You see the guy, and he's like, ah!
I'll tell the priest or Biko or whoever it is, like, I had no idea he could do that. I'm very sorry to trouble you.
The Took leans over. He's showing off.
He's a cat.
Yeah, he's a cat.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, so then he goes to another
Is the
page.
kid noticing that we're using male pronouns for what looked like a girl before?
He's kind of distracted at the moment, kind of in that
Good.
trance state.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Oh, good.
So flips a few more pages, goes back to Princess Moons, and kind of stares and starts copying the style as best he can.
Mhm.
And actually, he's a pretty good mimic.
Mhm.
Flips the pages back so you can see again and leave. Goes back to the Princess Moon, so you can go in there, and she's allowed in. So she's happy to get home. And then he kind of closes the book.
I come out first.
Oh yes, obviously. I don't
Theory-
know if I should be using this book anymore.
Mm.
Seems like it could be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is there any
under the
kind of
right
thing that we could?
circumstances, perhaps, but
Mm.
if you like, you could probably leave it here at the shrine.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
If we ever need to use it again for any reason, it should be safe here.
I mean, it is a family heirloom. I guess I can donate it to the shrine, but I don't know.
It's up to
You'd
you.
probably have to leave the ink set too.
The priest is like, uh-huh.
Oh.
I have reservations about this. If he doesn't continue their stories, what was the purpose of putting them back in?
Well, they seem to be happy you're living there.
But now they're not living; they're just stationary pictures.
Though according to the other cat, they had adventures beyond what he's drawn.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Well, if that's the case, then I have no qualms.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to donate the book and all the writing implements and stuff like that to the shrine.
Right.
She says she's going to put them someplace safe. If he ever actually needs them, she can hand them over. So that's fine. They're technically still his, and she's going to respect that.
May I suggest using a page to write to write about what the book does, so that anyone else who opens it will know.
So write like a couple of rules on the inside cover.
Yes, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking. I just saw Kit smile at that, and he's like, If she writes rules on the inside cover, would that change the rules of the actual world because it was written in the book? I saw the.
No. The smile was because I was making a reference.
Yeah, and yes.
That's why I said not a sponsor.
Yep.
Although this is a significantly more benign rules inside the cover of the book.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll write down the how the book works. Then he hands everything off to the priestess. The priestess says, "Also, I'm going to keep you coming here for some training because apparently you've got some talents that you need to learn how to control."
Oh.
He's okay with that.
Okay. So I'm thinking that in the cast of characters, he should probably be listed as
Kenshi, the neat artist.
yes, Kenshi, artist.
Kenshi, fantastic artist.
Yes, fantastic artist.
On Myoji in training?
Or exorcist in training.
No, those
something.
are Buddhists.
Yeah.
Fantastic artist is better
Shaman.
because he's an artist of the fantastic and he's a fantastic artist.
Yeah, he'd fall under shaman.
Yeah, okay. Shaman
How
in
about-
training.
You may want to catch the Tanuki's name as well, in case he ever shows up again.
Hmm.
Shows up again. We might as well just offer him a place in the den.
Hmm.
Do you want to stay in our den? In your den?
I mean,
You can
You
ask me.
invited me.
I don't have a home at the moment, so yeah, sure.
Hmm. Okay,
As
so
long as everything is
stick,
okay around the shrine, I don't have a problem with it.
Fantastic artist shaman in training. Okay. Yes.
What's the Tanuki's name? Or
Sackboy.
what do we call him?
Trying to find the word again. Campo.
That's
Kampo.
okay. K is in kilo.
Yep.
ANPO. Okay. Kanpo is a tanuki. Okay. All righty.
Old
Campo or Kanapo?
Kampo,
Oh, M.
Am.
M as in
Ampo.
Mike.
as in Mike.
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. All righty. Wow. So it sounds like we have wrapped up that story already.
Well, no, you've
No?
got the first bit done.
Okay.
Come on,
There's
it's
gonna be
not that
more.
easy.
Okay.
It could be if this is a short
I
story
mean,
because we're
there
short
was
of
a thing
player.
that was mentioned.
There
There
are
was a thing that was mentioned.
other creatures
Well, there were
missing from the
the
book.
other guys that beat up the kid, the
Mm.
artist.
And
That's-
an entire hyakiyako.
We're not going to find the night
Mm.
parade.
Or are you?
I mean, if we are, I mean,
Hmm.
I liked that anime as well. You know,
Oh,
So that was the
Pompoko?
thing that happened several hundred years ago, right?
Hmm.
But if
That
the
still happens
books
from time to time.
resurfaced,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
there's still stories about the night parade happening from time to time in various locations.
Okay. Yes, as Kit said, they had one in Pompoko.
Yeah, and more recently in the Irma webcomic.
Hmm.
That one's still going. I think it's now 65 chapters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean,
Okay.
it was a pretty central concept in the Nuraiyo no Mago series.
I don't think
No.
that's what I'm familiar with.
Bryn is not familiar with the night parade, so
Yeah. So yes, googling references about the night parade, including a clip from Pompoko to show to Bryn.
So the night parade basically is where a whole bunch of monsters get together and walk through the streets of the city. They play pranks on anybody who comes across them. Some of the creatures might be a little bit more deadly than others. Like there's this flaming wheel with a face in it, and if you see it, you die.
okay.
But most of them aren't that bad.
Which country is Bryn from again?
Bryn is from Great Britain.
So she'd probably be familiar with a similar story referring to a I don't think I can accurately pronounce the Gaelic without practicing, so it translates as host of the dead. But there's a very similar story
Okay.
in Celtic mythology.
Oh, neat.
I'll send you a link later.
Yeah. I'd be interested in seeing that.
I'll just put it in Discord then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, the kid's going to start getting taught because really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can't go around with abilities like that untrained. That would be bad.
Yep.
Also, it's useful. Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
So, yes, you have a few hooks that you can look into, or you can hold things off for now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till your dead mother is back.
Mm-hmm.
Caster's curious about who
Yeah.
attacked him.
Mm.
Are you asking him, or are you just tracking the person?
Caster's going to ask. So, who
Oh.
exactly was it that attacked you this morning?
Oh, that'd be Lunk.
Mm.
Oh, that's what we call
I see.
Does this happen frequently?
him. It started happening recently.
What school did you say you go to?
He mentions the school.
So yes, looking up up the school and nickname Lunk. See if there's been any like social media posts about this guy.
Well, you basically will have to ask around a little bit of the local gaming community.
Okay.
He eventually comes up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he might have been like nerd and picked on some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
I'll get his sidekick Thighbone.
Yeah, so that guy's name is
Okay.
Natsu.
Natsu. Okay. Might as well note that down. Okay.
Pink
Oops.
hair, red
Just
vest.
as long as there's no Urza or
or
No
gray.
Gray
Gray
or
involved.
Lucy. Hashtag
Not
not
a
sponsored.
sponsor.
Okay, I'm not familiar with this one. Okay. Sorry. What? Oh, sorry. What did you say the name was?
Natsu.
Natsu.
Natsu. Okay, Natsu. I'll just put in quotation marks Lunk. And he is a school bully.
He walks to school because he doesn't like transportation.
Or he gets
Horrible
seasick.
motion sickness.
Or a woman.
Mhm.
Seasick and train sick and car sick. He'd probably get plane sick if planes existed.
Yes.
Yeah, so that would be Takayama Natsu.
Okay. Okay.
Takayama.
Oh, okay. Hang on. T as in
T.
tango?
Tango.
Okay. All right.
A.
There we go.
Yama.
Yeah.
K is in katana. Then A. Then Y.
Okay.
Sorry, then Y.
Yes.
Why is it Y? Then A.
Why is in Yankee?
Can she
Yes.
have a surname?
And oh yeah, he does.
Yes.
Shimomura.
Okay.
SHI, M is in mango, O, M is in mango, URA.
Got it right on the first try.
Okay. All right. Yes. Yes, we may have to plan some sort of
Revenge.
yes, or at least
Revenge for Wanda.
or at least some sort of amusing happenings.
Now that
Yeah,
she
amusing to some of us.
now that the situation has been dealt with, Shiori does have the ban of repaying kindnesses and cruelties, so she might be wanting to indulge in that.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
we'll
It's
have
in
to
the
come up
time.
with something. Yeah.
We should probably pause here so that we can have our other player join in.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
You can scheme on what you want to do, and we can pick this up next week.
Okay.
Okay.
What's with the evil chuckling cat?
We could. What you just gave us permission to scheme evilly. I mean, come on.
Fine.
Obviously.
Just not too evil.
Honestly, I just think the next
Well, we're
time.
No
not gonna,
promises.
Scar the kid for life.
Well,
Yeah.
We're not
also
gonna do serious bodily harm.
we
We might
we
rough
also
him up a little bit.
We also
most.
don't want to do anything that would make our den mother give us frowny faces and deprive us of snacks. So yeah.
Yes. And Lunk sounds like he is a peer and not an authority figure.
Yes.
So he's not really triggering Bryn's hackles at this point. Although he's inclined to think that he's a jerk, but you know,
Yeah.
not the kind of jerk that she needs to do something about.
All right. So yeah, we'll pause here. Continue next week. So I would like to thank our viewers. I hope you were entertained.
Yes, thank you, viewers.
Hopefully so.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Have a good one.
Yes.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Good night.